Hi, and welcome to In Brandon. With me today are Chris Heinrichs and Terry Browett, and they're both coordinators with the Westman Traditional Christmas Dinner. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So, let us know a little bit about the Christmas dinner. It only happens one day a year, but I'm sure that, you know, there's a lot more that goes on than just that one day.
Well, this is our 33rd year for Westman Area Traditional Christmas Dinner. You know, it was started off in the basement of an old church 33 years ago, and has grown to a very, very large function that we have every year at Christmas time.
Right, and to plan this whole event, like, I'm sure it doesn't come together in a week.
No, the leading up to the day, we usually have volunteers that join us, and from the 21st to the 25th, we have volunteers going every day, moving food from the grocery stores that donate to us to Crocus Plains Massey football teams, putting in the muscle to carry the stuff, volunteers cooking turkeys leading up to and carving and getting all the meals prepped for that day. So
Right.
yeah, it's all 3 or 4 days leading up to as well.
So that that sounds like quite a lot of people, but how many people actually work together to bring this event?
Well, we require approximately 400 volunteers at any given time. Like I said, Terry said, there's lots of things leading up to it. There's potato peeling, there's stuffing, there's place settings, we need gift wrappers. There is lots of things that lead up to the event, and takes lots of people.
So give me a little bit of history about the traditional dinner itself. You started in, you already said how long it's been running, but give us a little bit of history about how things got rolling, who was all involved and everything.
Well, the dinner started, like, say, 33 years ago. Rocky Addison was the founder of the dinner. He, it was probably in a church downtown Brandon. I think there was 30 people at the time for the first one, and then it's just kind of grown from then. We have a volunteer in Brandon, Gladden Smith. He's been a citizen of Brandon. He's been volunteering with the dinner now. I think this is his 30th some year. He started with Rocky Addison, and he's kind of the head coordinator for all of us, keeping us in line and keeping us on track. But he's been with the dinner for that period of time, and now it's gone from a dinner serving 30 people to serving entire Westman, and it has become a tradition now with 33 years.
So who are the sponsors of the event?
There is many sponsors, from sponsors that give us donations to sponsors that help supply us with food, donations of gifts, toys. There's too many sponsors to mention that help us out in the Westman, and we're very fortunate to have those sponsors that help us out with this.
So what about the individuals? Are they able to donate and help out that way?
Yes, we do accept cash donations. We do accept donations of toys, donations of time. If somebody wants to come and volunteer, by all means, more than welcome to.
Right, and so who attends the dinner itself?
It's kind of evolved. I think it was originally started for people who didn't have the accessibility or the ability to have their own dinner. So Rocky started feeding some more of the homeless people downtown. Now it's evolved into a event, like, say, for all of Westman. It serves people who just don't have the, not necessarily financial, but even physical means to have a dinner. We have a lot of seniors in town that are not capable of doing that, so we deliver meals to them. There's people who are, they've lost their spouse, they have nobody around at Christmas. They join us at the Victoria Inn for the fellowship. So there's a lot of different situations that bring people to the dinner for the various reasons. So yeah, so there's a bit of everybody.
So you mentioned it's at the Victoria Inn. Is there transportation available for people to get down there if they don't have their own vehicle?
Yeah, we have actually bus routes available running on the hour and the half hour. And we'll have that posted up on our website as well. And there's also Handy Transit available as well. And you can just call the Brandon Handy Transit number. And if you need a ride, by all means, give us a call on the traditional Christmas dinner phone line, and we'll gladly send someone to pick you up on the day of the dinner.
Yeah, so we just have a graphic up there right now of the actual bus routes.
Yep.
So people can have a quick look at that and see how they run between the north and the south.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really do try to encourage people to come to the dinner. It's about trying to get out and the fellowship, and but unfortunately there are those people who aren't able to leave their home, and then that's why we have the volunteers delivering meals, and a lot of people will take their kids with them and provide them a little Christmas cheer that morning. So.
Right. So you mentioned that it started off with maybe 30 people being fed, but expanding into Westman, a lot more than 30 people now who come or who partake in the dinner itself. Like how many people do you feed every year?
Well, we feed approximately 2,000 sit-down meals. So you can come in, sit down, bring your family, and enjoy a meal. We also feed approximately 1,500 takeout meals as well. Come and sit down and have a meal with us. There's presents for the kids. We have live entertainment going on all day. Visit from Santa Claus, enjoy some fellowship, and just spend some time with us.
So that's a lot of meals. How many turkeys does that equate to?
Well, we have this year I think we got about 120 turkeys that have been donated by the 4 credit unions in town. Sorry, I mentioned some volunteer or donors there, but they stepped up and bought all the turkeys this year. We do about, I think it's 1,000 pounds of potatoes, 25 gallons of gravy, piles of dressing. Yeah, it's a lot of food.
Right. So what time does this all get going?
The Christmas dinner starts at 12 o'clock on the 25th and runs till approximately 6 o'clock. There's lots of things going on, from us delivering meals to people listening to the entertainment and getting a gift from Santa Claus.
So is there specific sittings, or when you show up you can get your meal?
What we try to do is we try to create a traditional meal. So people show up, we have people sitting them down at the table. When they show up to the table, it'll be preset. We will have the volunteers actually serve you. So they will go get a plate of food and serve everybody, so you don't have to get up. And then we have a lot of volunteers, families bring their kids, and they'll walk around with the trays, serve desserts. So you just sit down, relax, and kind of get catered to.
Great.
Yeah.
So, how many, the volunteers, are you still looking for volunteers? Is there anything that people can still do to help?
Right now we're starting to get filled up in other volunteers. There is still room for some more volunteers. I think we need some turkey carvers and maybe some transportation if you're willing to deliver some meals. There's always room for some sanitation and some help at the end of the meal as well. But right now it's getting pretty close to being filled up.
So if people are still interested, how do they become a volunteer?
They can reach us at the Christmas dinner phone line. You can email us, talk to Nancy. She'd be glad to help you out.
On Facebook.
On Facebook, their website. Yeah.
Great. And so the phone number is 204-728-7987 for people to call. That's great. Now, I've also heard some stories of people too who make this a tradition, like a family tradition too, of coming out to help and serve and stuff. And that's one of their new traditions, is the way of helping you out and creating a family tradition for themselves too.
Yeah, I think you find this is my 4th year with the dinner as a coordinator, but you do see your regulars coming out every year. They phone early. They make sure they get their names in because it does fill up for volunteers. And yeah, it's nice to see. You got people traveling like on Christmas Day, sometimes hour and a half, 2 hours to come volunteer at this thing, and they're regular every year. So yeah, it's nice to see, and they make it their tradition. So
Right.
We've had people as far away as Australia. I think that was their 3rd year, and that have come to help out. They come home to see their family, and they come and volunteer and help us out for the day.
That's great.
yeah, that's good.
That's great. So it's nice to see that sense of community and sense of involvement from people that come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to let us know about?
Well, I think from my perspective and just the coordinators is that we just want to thank all of the businesses who've come up and stepped up this year. We have ones that help us out every year, but we always have new ones that come in and make it their yearly donation to the dinner. Without the community sponsors, this wouldn't happen. Without the Victorian, making use of their facility every year for us, that it wouldn't happen. So you got all of the sponsors coming together, and then you got all of the people in the community stepping up to volunteer. It's just kind of a good community gathering. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. And your main slogan is "No one should be alone at Christmas."
Right.
And that's great too. That I like the fact that if somebody is alone, they have a place where they can go to be part of a community, be part of a family for even that little bit of a time. So
Exactly, and it's not just about financially. You don't know what your situation is, and if you're alone at Christmas, we just want to be there to, invite you into an area where you can come and have fellowship. And if you can't get out, we'll send some people over to spread some cheer. So
great.
yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I'm sure it's going to be another successful year for the Westman Traditional Christmas Dinner. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.